All right, so the third falling background right here is actually a combination of background number 1 and number 2. So if you're doing background number 3, I asked you to do this background first. So this is what you should have, where you have used your tracers and you have traced all of the circles. So your next step is going to be to get a ruler, and you are going to place your ruler at the edge of your paper and at the edge of your paper, and you are going to measure every 2 inches. Now when you measure, don't just put a dot. I suggest putting a tiny little line, a vertical line. So I'm going to measure 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to turn my paper and I'm going to measure again 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I'm going to do this all the way around. Okay, now once you've done that, now you're going to take your ruler and you're going to place your pencil in the circle on your vanishing point. I'm going to put my ruler up against it, and I'm going to, instead of using a corner like I was doing a guideline, I'm going to use this measuring spot. So I have this right here. So now I only technically need to go from the outer circle, and I'm going to go in, and I don't want to draw on top of my forms. So do you see how I just drew and I kind of skipped over? So I'm only going to the outer edge of the small circle. So I'm just making the line in between. And I'm going to do that all the way around. And I highly suggest that when you're done, you check your work, because sometimes you will miss something. And I think actually in several of the videos that I've already made, in each one I've kind of forgotten something, and it certainly wasn't planned. It just so happens that sometimes you get going and you don't realize that you've missed something. So just make sure that you're checking your work, which I will try and remember to do in just a minute. So I'm going to go in and I'm putting all of my lines in. So that one goes back there. I'm just going to put a little mark there so I remember that it's going back to that point. Even if it's just the tiniest little thing like that, you need to get that in there. You can see I'm just rotating my paper as I go, making sure that I am getting all of these done. Not coloring on top of my shapes or drawing my line on top of my shapes, but I am going on either side of them. So now the next part, this is the part that gets even trickier for many, many, many students. This particular background design is the most complex, so you really have to pay attention to what you're doing. So you're going to make this black. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting an X with my pencil. I'm doing this all with pencil before I even use marker. So then if I look at this, I now need to, I want like a black and white checkerboard, only we're doing it kind of round. So this is going to be black. So I'm going to pick one of these here, and I'm going to decide that this is going to be black. This I'm going to leave white so I don't do anything. This is going to be black, white, black, white. This is going to be black. That means this tiny little space in there is going to be white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. This is going to be black, white, black, and I forgot something, or I did something wrong. What did I do wrong? Oh, I can tell you what I did wrong. This is why you want to check. See, I told you. It never fails. Something always happens. Look at this. I forgot to do my line from over here. So this is why, and I did not do that. After just telling you you should check, I did not check. So that threw this off. So that means I need to go back and I need to erase this. And so this is going to be black, that's going to be white, this is going to be black, that's going to be white, this is going to be black, that's going to be white. So do you see kind of what happened there? So this is why it's so important you check to make sure you've drawn from all your lines, all your areas first, and then you're going to do a checkerboard. So if these two are black and this is white, then this means it's going to be black. So you're kind of skipping going up. So black, white, this would be black, this would be white, this would be black. White, black. Going around here, that would be white behind the shape. The next one would be black, white. Black, white, black, white, black. White, black, white, black, white. So I'm just following all the way around. This would be black here, white, and then look at this. I've got 3 little areas in here that would be black. So you could do it this way. You could also go around and do it this way if this makes it easier for you, but you have to follow black, white, black, white. So then this would be black, white. This tiny little area would be black, white. So you can see what I'm doing, and you would continue to do that all the way around until you have them all X'd out. Once you have them all X'd out and you know that everything is proper and you're not going to make any mistakes, that's when you go in and you start using your permanent marker. And when you use your permanent marker, I highly suggest that you trace each section, really staying on the line, doing a really nice job, and then you're going to go in and you're going to fill in. The black marker will cover the X, pencil X, so don't worry so much about the pencil. But neatness is really, really important, and really having nice straight lines. If you have sloppy lines, it's gonna make a difference. So it's not going to look as nice. So make sure you're really tracing your lines and you're keeping it nice and crisp and clean. So that's how you do background number 3, combination of number 1 and number 2 combine together. So take your time, go slow, double check your work, have me check your work if need be, and have fun.